Hi guys, Oliver Liu here from EVDS. I wanted to just run through some tips on when you purchase and your new Poskom AirRay-20 X-ray generator arrives. So I'm just going to go through this, the cardboard box that it comes in. You'll see that it has a foam insert. Keep this box and this foam insert. It protects your machine a lot if ever you need to ship it anywhere in the post or anything. So it's in that case, but make sure you don't throw away that cardboard box and the foam inserts. In your storage shed somewhere with a label on it, do not throw out, okay? It comes in a aluminium carry case. If you open it up, you'll see on end of it there, it's got a little USB port where you can charge the machine while it's in the carry box. So that's really useful if you're traveling between calls. So opening it up, what you're going to find inside is a spare battery here, which will go through the charging process. You'll also find a car charger. You can charge this in the car. You can charge a battery direct into the battery by plugging into there with the USB-C cable, or you can charge into the generator direct down here. You're also going to find a wall charger for the USB-C cable to go into, like so, and then that can plug into a wall charger there, like so. You can see the lights lighting up there, or you can also charge the battery while it's in the machine by plugging into the USB port down the bottom there. Now also in your case will be your hand switch, and it plugs in just here like that. And I tend to leave my hand switch on when I'm packing it away in the box here, but obviously you can't leave your charger plugged in there, but you can put the machine in with that hand switch still on in your box here, and just leave that sitting there like so. Okay, also in here you're going to find you've got a little carry strap that if you want to put that on over your box, you can do that. I tend not to. In here we've got some instructions and care, the quality assurance checklist there, and there's also a manual here. There's also a little lithium ion battery safety instruction sheet in there that you need to be familiar with, and also have your staff become. First thing I'd ask you to do when you get this is to write down in your insurance log your serial numbers of your batteries and also of the machine, serial numbers down here, and there'll also be a battery inside underneath there which you can take out if you have fingernails. That will unclip the battery case like so. But there's a battery in there as well. So you can take that battery out by just pulling it out like that. We'll put it back in there. There is a little screw that can go in there, and I tend to not use that at all in my machine, and I don't think you'll need to either. But if you do want it, I put that screw into the foam there, okay? So that's just there. Checking the charge on the batteries, they have got a little charge indicator light just there, and you can see if you press the button it's got 4 bars there. So, and if you want to check the charge on your machine, you can turn the machine on one of 2 ways. You can either hold down the hand switch there for 2 seconds and then the machine will come on, or you can press that button there for a second or 2 and it will come on. You can see in here that the battery has gone down to 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, and so it could do with a little top up of charge. You will get a little bit of leakage of the battery while it's in the machine because it always keeps the ultra capacitor charged. So that beauty of that is that when you get this out, you're ready to shoot an x-ray in about 20 seconds. It's ready to go there. Whereas other machines, it'll take a minute or two to get the charge into the ultra capacitor. These lithium polymer batteries, you do need to make sure they don't ever get super hot. Like we're not supposed to be using lithium batteries in extreme temperatures. So extreme is over sort of 40 to 44 degrees centigrade, or under 0 to 4 degrees centigrade. So you don't want to leave this machine just sitting in the car, in a really hot car that gets up to 50 or 60 degrees. Certainly don't want to have it charging in that extreme heat as well. So it's best to always keep the machine in the box, because while it's in the car, you've got some insulation in there, some foam in there, and that's just going to keep things safer. You can charge this machine while you're using it, which is a really unique and cool thing. So you can there is a setting in there which is in the manual, and I've set the machines up so that you're right to have them on charge while you're actually using the machine. The other thing that you can do is probably more practical now that it comes with 2 batteries, is to just quickly flip the battery out and charge the battery direct while you've got a new full battery in there. You'll get 100 120 shots if you're working down around your sort of 70 and 1 MAS sort of mark. If you're using higher exposures, if you're doing lots of DVs on heads or stifles or backs, you're going to get lesser exposures per charge. So you'll go through a battery faster if you're doing high exposures. So that's where you'll really need that second battery to be on the charger while you're taking the shots, so you can just swap them out. Okay. Remember to open your collimators before you take your first shot. Don't be a dill like I did and wonder why the machine's not working, and it's because I hadn't opened up that collimator there. So when it goes into the box, it might accidentally push that shutter lever up, and then that means the shutters are going to be closed. So if you take an x-ray, you're not going to see any exposure. So you need to make sure they're in the right position, that one and that one. So I just usually have them pretty well fully open. Turning the light on, you can do that as we saw by pressing the button here. That'll turn it on. You've also got a lamp button over here on the right hand side. It says lamp there, you can press that one, but I usually just do double click, comes on there. Okay. At the bottom of this case here, you can see it's got an air charger in here, so you can plug your USB-C cable into the box here, and that machine will charge while you're driving, or while it's driving in between calls or whatever. You can have the USB-C cable plugged into the cigarette lighter in your car as well, and it can charge in between calls that way. It is a good idea to top up your generator at the end of each time you use it. So I just routinely will, when I get the machine out, I'll plug this cord into the nearest power point, and while I'm processing or discussing with the x-ray findings with the owner or whatever, I'm just topping up the charge in that machine so it's fully charged, ready to go again. Lithium batteries don't like being left uncharged for weeks and weeks. So if you've got your battery here, you might have to just top it up every 2 or 3 months if you're not using it. If it's in the machine, it will use a little bit of battery, so you want to be topping up your machine every 2 or 3 weeks if you're not using it at all. Okay, these batteries don't like getting totally flat. They've only got a few hundred cycles where they go fully flat and can be charged again. Now these are smart batteries in that they will stop working when they get down quite low, so you might see an error 18 message come up on your machine when you get down to about 10 or 20%. So that's actually protecting your battery for you, and in that case you would either put the machine on charge or probably just flick the battery cover off and put the new battery in that you've charged. Use of APR settings. The processing exposure settings there. I'm just going to bring them forward. So I've preset these. It's in the manual how you can set your own, but you can set it on 60 and 8, 70 and 2, 80 and 2.9. That's MAS down the bottom, 80 kV, 2.9 MAS. 90 and 3.2 MAS. I don't like going above 3.2 MAS on this machine. It can go right up to 16, but you really get out a lot in your time. So if you're going to go out there, you've got to have a very still machine and a very still patient, because your time blows out and you'll start getting more movement blur. So I tend to, if I'm holding the machine, which usually I am, I'm keeping that time setting down low. There's 10 settings, so if you press the 1 and the 2 together, like that, 66 and 1, the 1 and the 3 together, 70 and 1.5, the 1 and the 4 together is 70 and 2.5, that sort of thing. You can also run through those. If we start off on 1, if you press this button 3 times, it'll start running through these settings here. It'll run through them in the order, and when you see your setting that you want come up, and you can also see these on the top there, on that top screen. So when you see the setting that you like come up, you're going through them. So like that one, I'll press the button and it'll stop on that one for you. You can change those settings. It's in the manual how to do that. It's quite simple, and if you have any trouble, give me a call, 0427 515 650, and I can help you through this. I've also got my number at the bottom of this laminated sheet in here. That's my number down there. So we do have loaner units of these. If your horse does step on it, or you drop it out of the car or whatever, we can help you out in those situations as well. When you have your light on there and you've got these 2 lasers here that will come together at 65 centimeters. So there's a tape measure there that when your 2 dots are close together and touching each other, that happens to be a film focal distance of 65 centimeters. So I get my settings so that I've done my exposure chart, and which will vary between plates. It's more the plate. Some plates are more sensitive than other plates, so you'll need to do your own exposure technique chart. But for me, I'm using a film focal distance of about 65 to 75 centimeters, so it might be right close together there, or just a little bit further out if I want to fill the whole plate up. And when you're taking a shot, you basically will hold the hand switch down half, wait for the beep, and shoot. And then after you shoot, that little blue light there will come on, and you got to wait for it to turn off before we're ready to shoot again, because that's the ultra capacitor. It's ready to go again there. So half click down, beep, full click down. All right, I think that's covered everything. So any questions, just give me a buzz, shoot me a text, and we'll help you out. And I'm sure you're really going to enjoy your machine. Congratulations. They are a wonderful little machine. I've been using mine since May 2021, and it is just so quick and easy and simple and reliable. So really appreciate you watching this, and take care. Thanks guys.